Yo, are we in? We live? Let's get it. It's your host, Stero the Most, Steve Stoner, aka FBA Stoner Trap. We in the building. I wanted to give a little bit of
Talk to the family. Let's talk to the family. Glad to have y'all in here.
to acknowledge.
Now, for those,
my bad, y'all. I wanted to give a little bit of time to acknowledge the family. FBA History Month is Black American History Month. We celebrate all of our black icons that have shaped and changed not only this country but this world. So I wanted to first dive into the fact that major media outlets have been changing the verbiage as far as talking about the lineage, and they have been acknowledging the foundational part of the vocabulary when we're saying foundational Black American. Tariq was gonna dive into a bit of it. I wanted to hear his spiel, and then I'll give my take.
don't know, yeah, you should know already. ABC News, well, they did a segment on foundational Black Americans, and they did a great segment talking about the foundational Black American history, the foundational Black American inventors. I mean, they were going hard body for foundational Black Americans. And they had this sister on here. Well, I can't even think of the sister's name. I think she's an author. She wrote a book, and she does these phenomenal videos. I can't think of the sister's name. But this sister does these phenomenal videos where she just goes out to she's like in a store and just look in the store and just getting items that was created by foundational Black Americans. She's like, you see this broom handle? This was created by such and such. You see this toilet paper? This was created by such and such. So she breaks it all down. So she was on the segment, but yeah, this is ABC News. ABC News gave a glowing segment about foundational Black American culture. And boy, the reporter, that they sound like us. They were like, yes, we're talking about foundational Black Americans and how pivotal foundational Black American culture is to American culture. They're talking like us. Now, family, that's very important. This is ABC News. This is not just national news. This is worldwide news. ABC News is worldwide and it streams. So it's everywhere. ABC News is everywhere. What's up, Brother Mikkel? Great coverage. Absolutely phenomenal coverage. Now, this is very important, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, they shut up. The tethers have been real quiet. Where did the tethers? Have y'all checked on the tethers? I mean, where they at? They've been very quiet. Where are the tethers? They've been so quiet. They haven't said anything. They done gone into hiding. I don't know what happened to the tethers. What happened to the tethers? Poor things. I mean, they're punching air right now. I mean, good grief. What is going on with the tethers? All the ones talking about FBA is an online group. Yeah, now the international press is recognizing foundational Black American as a lineage and the foundational Black American pioneers. Man. Oh, now they got to come up with a new angle. They got to create a new angle. But family, I want you to understand something. The term foundational Black American is going mainstream, and we've been telling people it's been going mainstream. It's doing that, and the reason why is because it's already dominant on the grassroots level. The reason a mainstream outlet like ABC News could confidently use the term foundational Black American, that's because the language was already stabilized and normalized among everyday Black Americans first. So this wasn't an academic invention or some corporate rebrand. This came from lineage-based discussions happening on the Black grassroots. You understand? And always remember, listen, A lot of times the media follows the culture. They'll try to dictate certain things, but at the end of the day, the media is going to have to follow the culture.
You haven't listened?
Make sure y'all get over to stonertrap.com. Check out the music, merch, live streams, and live performances.
And that you guys, the Foundational Black American Black Grassroots, your pressure forced mainstream media to adapt. They couldn't dismiss our designation. See, initially, people tried to ignore us standing up for our lineage. They tried to ridicule it. They've been just desperately trying to delegitimize it. But the thing is, once millions of Black Americans consistently use that term, Foundational Black American, with clarity and use it with discipline, ignoring it is impossible. It is impossible. And understand, the mainstream, they didn't adopt the language out of goodwill. They adopted it because the narrative space was already occupied. And if they're going to sit here and try to ignore it, that makes them look disconnected and out of touch, which they don't want to look like. If a media outlet looks like it is out of touch with the streets or what's going on with everyday people, then they delegitimize themselves. People will say, well, why should I listen to you as a news source? I'm going to go listen to the grassroots over here. I don't need to listen to you if they're on something and you ain't even on it yet. You understand? So us being on code on the grassroots, that forces everybody to catch up. Yeah, they've been trying to pull us back into this generic African, and we didn't let them know we're not going back there. We're up here now. We're 100 miles ahead of you. You got to catch up. That boat is sinked. That shit is on the bottom of the ocean, the shit you talking about. All that generic African pan, that's, we done left that alone. Y'all late. You see? So they had to adapt to the grassroots. And all those attacks, listen, that just proved that the term was very effective. When we knew that. See, the backlash against us using the term, that was a reactionary thing. We stood on business. We're gonna stand on lineage. This is what it is, and this is what we mean when we use this term. So all these other people start crashing now.
And that's a sign of people wanting you to be controlled to a certain degree when they don't want you to identify yourself. Because, like I said before, that's one of the strongest signals of power from a group of people, to be able to identify yourself, your culture, and everything that you contributed. So the fact that other people or other groups have a problem with us acknowledging our lineage, and they can go about representing their culture the way that they like, that's a signal. That's a signal that they want us to be lumped in a generic off-brand group that can be controlled and grouped into whatever minorities that they say fit the agenda.
Acting a fool, having marathon spaces, whining and crying. You don't do that for something that's not effective. Yeah, delineation is powerful, man. People attack what threatens existing power arrangements. You see, the term Foundational Black American, that disrupted decades of deliberate and ambiguity, all of this ambiguity around Black identity, Black historic credit, all that stuff. The hostility towards the Black grassroots confirmed that the delineation was working. The fact that everybody was crashing out simply because we're recognizing our lineage. We're not going over to invade nobody. We're not trying to take resources from people. We're not trying to harm anybody. All we said was, hey, I want to recognize, and we want to recognize our Foundational Black American lineage and uplift it and protect it. Oh, you guys are evil. Oh, this is xenophobia. Oh, did the FBI and the CIA set this up? Oh, this is a psyop. Oh, shut up. Now, y'all look dumb now. Y'all look insane. Let's be very, very clear. What made the mainstream success of this thing popping, the black grassroots, we didn't fold under pressure. That was the thing. And it's very important. See, we got to learn lessons here. This is why it's important to not get punked out when people start attacking if you're standing on truth. We were attacked relentlessly on the black grassroots, especially me. I'm just attacked nonstop, but didn't fold under pressure. Never changed our narrative. I'm going to always stand on FBA business. You guys, you know your ancestors. You going to stand up for them.
That's a fact. Definitely is. Now let's go back a bit to the beginning where they dropped that message on ABC News.
Play a critical role in American culture and infrastructure, including Alexander Miles. On this Black History Month, we're highlighting foundational Black Americans whose ingenuity, innovations, and labor play a critical role in American culture and infrastructure, including Alexander Miles, Black Americans whose ingenuity, innovations, and labor play a critical role.
Ingenuity, inventions, and labor play a critical role. Critical meaning that this country won't exist without it. Let's just be real.
American culture and infrastructure, including Alexander Miles, who invented automatic elevator doors in 1887, and Garrett Morgan, who invented the 3-light traffic signal in 1923. And our next guest is working to ensure that foundational Black Americans' contributions are known.
Before the modern day toilet, the can, the pot, the throne, the john, whatever you call it, going to the bathroom used to be messy, uncomfortable, it smelled bad, and it could also spread disease. All that began to change because the foundational Black American invented the modern indoor toilet, and his name was Thomas Elkin.
Thank you, Tom. Big Tom. Clap up for Big Tom. You wouldn't even be able to use the toilet. Think about that. Think about the toilet in your home right now and how important that is. You wouldn't even be able to use the toilet if it wasn't for Black Americans. So next time you get ready to fix your mouth to disrespect a Black American, just think about this.
Thank goodness for Thomas Elkin. And that is just one of many videos made by author and creator of Foundational Black American Legacy, Teresa Allman.
Sorry, I'm back. I'm here.
Okay. Now let's get into some, I wanted to get into a cool video about a few Black inventors who shaped America. Not only America, but the world, because these inventions help the world.
Every major Black inventor America forgot.
Traffic lights, computers, pacemakers, refrigerated trucks, home security systems, light bulbs, potato chips. You use inventions by Black Americans every single day, multiple times a day. But if I asked you to name 5 Black inventors, you probably couldn't do it. That's not your fault. That's erasure.
I could, but he's right about erasure as far as American history doesn't do a deep dive, a deep enough dive into Black inventors, the life that they lived, and what led up to the creations that they made. Because that's important to understand the context of American life and why these inventions. Because often inventions are made, they are solution based, right? So most inventions are made to solve a problem. Think about how many problems that Black Americans faced during the timeline that these things were made. You get what I'm saying? So let's dive into it.
Over a century, American history books taught Edison, Bell, and the Wright brothers. They didn't teach Garrett Morgan, Lewis Latimer, or Granville Woods. They made innovation look white. It wasn't today. We're covering every major Black inventor America forgot, 20 people whose inventions changed the world. Some you might have heard of. Most you haven't. All of them deserve better. Let's go. Number 20, George Crumb potato chips, 1853. George Crumb was a chef at Moon's Lake House in Saratoga Springs, New York, in 1853. One night, a customer complained that his fried potatoes were too thick. Crumb, annoyed, sliced the potatoes paper thin, fried them until they were crispy, and sent them out as a joke. The customer loved them, other diners wanted them, and the potato chip was born. Crumb never patented his invention. Potato chips became a massive industry worth billions today. And George Crumb's name? Forgotten. Most people think potato chips just appeared. They didn't. A black chef in upstate New York invented them because a customer annoyed him. Next, number 19, Sarah Boone improved ironing board, 1892. Sarah Boone didn't invent the ironing board, but she invented the one you use. Before 1892, ironing boards were flat planks of wood. They didn't fit the shape of clothes. Ironing sleeves, curves, and fitted garments was nearly impossible. Sarah Boone, a formerly enslaved woman living in Connecticut, designed a narrow, curved ironing board specifically for ironing women's clothing. She patented it in 1892. Her design became the standard. Today, every ironing board uses her design. But when you buy one at Target, there's no label that says, based on Sarah Boone's 1892 patent. She's gone.
That's so sad because people are quick to give acknowledgement to all of these other cultures that build something, innovate something that changes the world. But when it comes to Black Americans, we're often forgotten. And you got to remember, like I said, the timeline is important. This woman was coming out of slavery. First of all you would want to do as a regular person is live your goddamn life out of slavery. This woman was restricted to not knowing how to read, not knowing how to write, not having the privileges of everyday life like everybody else. But she had to go through things, right, as a person. So average day, like I said, solution based. Average day problem would be, how are we going to get these clothes clean? And once we get them clean, how are we going to have them looking presentable on our bodies? If the invention at the time, the ironing board at the time wasn't working, and she improved it, just think about how many scholars, how many politicians, how many important people around couldn't fathom that this slave woman made this.
Remains. Next, number 18, Thomas Jennings dry cleaning, 1821. Thomas Jennings was the first black person to receive a U.S. patent. In 1821, he patented a process called dry scouring, the precursor to modern dry cleaning. At the time, most clothing couldn't be washed with water. Jennings figured out how to clean delicate fabrics without damaging them. He used the money from his invention to buy his family out of slavery and fund abolitionist causes. Thomas Jennings was born free in New York, but his wife and children were enslaved. His invention freed them. Dry cleaning is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Thomas Jennings started it, and almost no one knows his name. Next, number 17, Valerie Thomas 3D Imaging Technology, 1980. Valerie Thomas worked for NASA. In 1980, she invented the illusion transmitter, a device that projects realistic three-dimensional images. It's the foundation of modern 3D imaging technology, used in everything from medical imaging to television.
Wow. And people often, when they think about 3D, they think about movies, video games, that type of thing. But this revolutionized the medical industry. That's very important to understand, because just think about X-rays, think about CAT scans, think about all of these things that use images in the medical field that are very important. Thank this foundational Black American woman. Thank you, Valerie Thomas. Thank you.
Was one of the only black women working at NASA during the space race. She managed projects for Landsat, the satellite program that captures images of Earth. Her 3D imaging invention was years ahead of its time. NASA still uses her technology, but if you ask most people who invented 3D imaging, they won't say Valerie Thomas. Next, number 16, Bessie Blount Griffin feeding devices for disabled veterans, 1951. After World War II, thousands of veterans came home with missing limbs. Bessie Blount Griffin, a physical therapist, saw soldiers struggling to feed themselves. So she invented a device that allowed amputees to feed themselves using mouth and head movements. She tried to sell her invention to the U.S. Veterans Administration. They rejected it. So she gave the patent to the French government, who actually used it to help their disabled veterans. America ignored her. France honored her. Bessie Blount Griffin's feeding device helped thousands of disabled people regain independence, and the U.S. government didn't care. Next, Number 15, Lonnie Johnson, Super Soaker, 1980.
That's sad. The U.S. government only didn't care because she was black. If that had been a white woman, if that had been a little old lily white woman, they would have gave her the Nobel Peace Prize for creating something that can help disabled veterans. Just think about how much of a hustle that is around America right now. You could pull up at any light, any street corner in America, and there's somebody standing outside with a sign that says, "I'm a disabled vet." This woman went out on the limb, 100 years ago? What year did they say this invention was made? She went out on the limb all these years ago to make sure that disabled veterans were not forgot about. That seems so, that seems so small, minute to somebody who ain't going through it, but for somebody to be missing a limb and gain their independence back to be able to feed themselves, that is very important. Come on, let's keep going.
Device helped thousands of disabled people regain independence, and the U.S. government didn't care. Next, number 15, Lonnie Johnson, Super Soaker, 1989. Lonnie Johnson is a NASA engineer who worked on the Galileo mission to Jupiter and the stealth bomber program. He holds over hundreds of patents, and his most famous invention, the Super Soaker. In 1989, Johnson was working on a heat pump when he accidentally created a powerful water stream. He realized it would make an incredible water gun. The Super Soaker became one of the best-selling toys of all time, generating over $1 billion in sales. Lonnie Johnson is a legitimate rocket scientist. And
that's crazy that came about from a complete... That's how great we are. That came about from a complete accident, and this man was able to make one of the best-selling toys in the world, which is the Super Soaker. You know them hot summers, it's 90 degrees, 100 degrees outside. Kids want to go outside, get wet. Maybe you're not around the pool. Maybe you are. Maybe y'all just want to have some fun and games. You could thank this brother, Lonnie Johnson, for coming out with the Super Soaker, man. And he was a rocket scientist. He wasn't even thinking about people having fun and games. Maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. But that wasn't the intent with that specific invention that he was trying to make. He was trying to make a heat pump.
Only know him for a water gun if they know him at all. Next, number 14, Philip Emeagwali, Supercomputer Algorithms, 1989. Philip Emeagwali is a computer scientist who figured out how to make 65,000 computers work together simultaneously. In 1989, he used this method to perform 3.1 billion calculations per second, the fastest computation at the time. His work laid the groundwork for modern internet infrastructure and supercomputing. Oil companies use his algorithms to find petroleum reserves, weather prediction systems use his work. The modern internet relies on parallel processing that Emeagwali pioneered. He's been called the father of the internet, but if you Google who invented the internet, his name doesn't come up.
Of course they don't want to say black people invented the internet. Come on, man. You know how much money they make off of that? What was his brother from again? Go back. Go back. My internet tripping out.
In 1989, he used this method to perform 3 computer toy scientist. And most people only know him for a water gun if they know him at all. Next, number 14, Philip Emeagwali, Supercomputer Algorithms, 1989. Philip Emeagwali is a computer scientist who figured out how to make
might not be FBA. Philip Emeagwali. I want to look him up real quick. Now, I'm not knocking his accomplishment at all, because he probably did it here in America.
His work laid the groundwork for modern internet infrastructure.
Philip Emeagwali. I'm trying to remember.
Computer scientist.
God damn it. All right. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to remember this cat name. Philip. Okay, Nigerian scientist. Yeah, he's from Nigeria. I said that too, that it was made in Nigeria. I mean, I'm trying to see this brother's history. Like, where is he from? Well, not where he's from, but how his life was, his biography. Philip Emeagwali was born in Nigeria on the the 23rd of August, 1954. He was raised in Onitsha. I don't know how to say that. My bad. I'm butchering that, y'all. In the southeastern part of Nigeria. His early schooling was suspended in 1967 as a result of the Nigerian Civil War. At age 13, he worked in the army. After the war, he completed his high school equivalency through self-study. And I think he made that stuff out there. He later on married Dale Brown Imegwali, an African-American microbiologist. Dale Brown Imegwali. What? Dale Brown? That sounds like a dude. Okay, my bad, y'all.
Imegwali, Supercomputer Algorithms, 1989.
Okay,
Philip Imegwali is a computer.
Not FBA. He did come to America though. He got a lot of his PhDs in America. He studied here at the University of Michigan in 1987 to 1991. His thesis was not accepted by the Committee of Internal and External Examiners, and thus he was not awarded the degree. I'm assuming. Yeah, he took them to court. About his degree, about his PhD, and they ain't give it to him. Wow.
Scientist who figured out how to make 65,000 computers work together simultaneously. In 1989, he used this method to perform 3.1 billion calculations per second, the fastest computation at the time. His work laid the groundwork for modern internet infrastructure and supercomputing. Oil companies use his algorithms to find petroleum reserves. Weather prediction systems use his work. The modern internet relies on parallel processing that Imegwali pioneered. He's been called the father of the internet. But if you Google who invented the internet, his name doesn't come up. Next.
Salute to that brother. Salute to him, man. Just think about that. You wouldn't even be able to predict the weather. We wake up and look at the Weather Channel every day. You go on your app, click on that and see if it's raining, snowing, sleet outside. Thank that brother right there.
Number 13, Alexander Miles automatic elevator doors, 1887. Before 1887, elevator doors had to be closed manually. If someone forgot, people fell down the elevator shaft.
Wow.
It was dangerous. Alexander Miles, a black inventor from Ohio, patented automatic elevator doors that closed when the elevator moved. His invention made elevators safe. It became the standard. Every elevator you've ever been in uses Alexander Miles' design. Elisha Otis gets credit for inventing the elevator. Alexander Miles made it safe to use. But Otis is famous. Miles is forgotten. Next. Number 12. George Washington Carver. Agricultural Innovations, 1900s. You've probably heard of George Washington Carver, but you probably don't know what he actually did. Most people know he did something with peanuts. That's it. Carver was a botanist and agricultural scientist who revolutionized Southern farming. After the Civil War, Southern soil was destroyed by cotton farming. Carver taught farmers to rotate crops with peanuts and sweet potatoes to restore soil nutrients. Then he invented over 300 uses for peanuts, including plastics, dyes, gasoline, and nitroglycerin.
Wow.
Carver didn't patent most of his inventions. He believed they should be free for farmers. He changed agriculture, and most people think he just made peanut butter. He didn't even invent peanut butter. Next,
That is
number 11,
crazy.
Charles
That's
Drew
crazy.
Blood, plasma storage.
Wow. These are such innovational inventions. Like, they really push life to the next level. We gonna dive in because I got another video that I'm gonna do, and we gonna get deeper into the history. But like, comment, subscribe, share the message. Make sure y'all get to stonertrap.com. Check out the music, merch, live streams, live performances, and we'll be back. Dig. I appreciate y'all coming through.